Opinions seem to be mixed on how hard you should be lifting and if you should go to failure. So in this video, we're going to sift through some of the research and try to give you the most clear answer we can, and we're going to do that right now. Like most things in fitness, there's some nuance to this, and there's factors that will dramatically affect this answer for you. So let me give some clarity. It looks like the appropriate amount of volume is roughly between 10 and 20 sets per muscle group per week for both hypertrophy and strength. And volume is a major contributing factor for how hard we need to train. 10 to 20 sets seems like a pretty big difference. If we train to failure on all 10 of our sets, that might be an appropriate amount of volume. But if we stopped 3 reps shy of failure, we might need all 20 sets to hit the same results. So 2 people could have the same exercises on their workout program, but be doing a dramatically less amount of volume. Now, our first piece of research I want to look at here is a study from 2022. And I've discussed this in other videos, so these graphs might look familiar here. On the left here, we have size, and on the right, we have strength, and there's 4 different groups. And I'm gonna slide my cursor over this so you guys can kind of follow along. This first group is using heavy loads, training all the way to failure. The second group is using heavy loads, stopping shy of failure, while the third group is using light loads, training to failure, and the final group is using light loads, stopping shy of failure. The post-study results seem to show that the group that did the worst were using light loads stopping shy of failure. So a heavy load stopping shy of failure still yielded good results, and I'll touch on why in a minute here. But the best results were actually the group using lighter loads going all the way to failure. But what about when it comes to strength? And when we reveal this, it shows that the groups using heavy loads, regardless of going to failure or stopping shy of failure, yielded the best results for strength. Now, this doesn't seem to be earth-shattering news. We know for strength that using heavier loads seems to be pretty well established. And I've done videos in the past on the ideal rep ranges for hypertrophy, so it doesn't surprise me that the group using lighter load actually ended up yielding the best results. But it does look like the group stopping shy of failure using heavy loads still was able to yield similar results, and I think that has to do with this study. The study ended up equating volume. So what that means is, let's say you normally train your biceps for 5 sets and your absolute failure is 10 reps per set. This is going to be a total amount of 50 reps. So did this research show us that we can actually stop at 6 or 7 reps and still get the same amount of results? Well, no. By equating volume, you're still going to hit a total of 50 reps. So if you stop at 6 reps, you would have to do additional sets until you hit a total of 50 reps. So let's take a moment and point out that this is just one study, but it is pointing to some things we might have already known. I think we need a little bit more research. That's where we're going to turn to a meta-analysis published this year, which this year's 2024, in case you're watching this in the future. That's when I filmed this. And what they found was this. Strength gains were similar across a wide range of reps in reserve, while muscle hypertrophy improves as sets are terminated closer to failure. So this seems to support the idea, if you're looking to grow your muscles, that pushing closer to failure is going to be better. Now, this is where the science kind of ends. In my opinion, in 14 years of personal training experience is going to help you understand on how I think you should apply this to your workouts. For those trying to get stronger, lift heavy weights, and if you enjoy going to failure, and you're doing it in a safe way, go right ahead. Heavy loads to failure can be a lot on the body, and I wouldn't do it every set. I definitely recommend lifting intelligently and try to listen to your body. And know that you don't need to go to failure every time for strength gains. But for hypertrophy, we established that the closer you train to failure, the better the results. So if you're not already training close to failure, you can use this as a form of progressive overload. Let's say you're doing a workout where you hit 9 sets of triceps and you keep stopping with 2 reps in reserve. You can always take 2 of those sets and train them to 1 or 0 RIR. And then the following week, make it 3 of your sets. Even though we want to train close to failure for hypertrophy, I don't like to take all of my compound lifts like squats and bench and deadlift all the way to failure. And I don't see a huge disadvantage stopping 1 or 2 reps shy of failure. And personally, I enjoy getting closer to failure on isolation exercises or single joint movements, or even machines. So if you want to train to failure, exercises like a side raise or a bicep curl are good examples of things that are less likely to get you injured and are fairly easy to push all the way to 0 reps in reserve. I hope you guys got some value out of this video. If you did, hit that like button, consider subscribing to the channel. We also just started doing channel memberships where I'm trying to post a few videos for members. If you guys are interested, feel free to check it out. If not, no big deal. Just continue watching. This video over here, YouTube thinks is best for you. Give it a click, give it a watch. We'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.